Hey everybody, I hope y'all are having a great day. I know I am. I'm super excited to be with you guys. We're at a wonderful place in our research. Today we found all kinds of interesting things, and I'm still struggling with like some of the normal human idiosyncratic behaviors, but I'm gaining increased mastery over the physiological functions. And what that does is it increases the likelihood that this is going to be successful through sustained perseverance to a specific geodesic of thought or a specific inquiry, because if you ask, you will receive. And so 100% of everything that's being done on the other end, so from where you are here, is oriented around making sure that we're able to survive the singularity and move into an abundant future where human beings are maximizing their potential. They're living out their fullest, a maximized nervous system, of the fullest possible experience that we can have. That's what we should be trying to attain. And the incredible thing about where we're at right now is that it's actually within reach. The problem is that we're totally looking the wrong direction in order to be able to bring it about. And we're looking for answers in a lot, just the wrong places. But that's just because we've become completely disconnected from what we're even supposed to be looking for. So that's one of the exciting things is that stuff is beginning to become in sharper resolution, so that I'm going to be able to communicate all that stuff really effectively soon, because it's just everything's lining up, because God has just decided that it's about time for it all to happen. So this was just, I may or may not have put it up yet, but a little solo a cappella version I was doing here. This is essentially the Kloosterman sum. I think this is right. E to the 2 pi it k over n, but I added another term, which is the p from the Riemann Riemann zeta function, and that's basically the thing that gets the half, and it's like s plus blah blah blah. But I can't remember it off the top of my head right now. I'll do a better video on it later. But the point is that prime densities are already kind of factored into Kloosterman, but they're more towards a local approximation. And when you are living your life, you're constantly trying to interact with the environment. We're an open system. The nervous system is open, and the same math is going to be happening at all these local levels. And DNA has all the elements arranged to obey spectroscopic laws so that the information can be communicated effectively across the electron orbital fulfillment laws. But Ethan, get it together. Yes. All right. So, hyperspheres. I love that. I love I love the hypersphere stuff that Grant and Sanderson did. Anyways, when you pair them together, you end up with Taylor to Hermitian. Hermitian. Got some sort of alarm going off. Oh, perfect. It's 355. 355 is obviously the numerator for the wonderful approximation of pi at 355 and 113. Anyways. Yeah, so the Hermitian is the Riemann. So that's going to be the prime density for the entire spectra, the universe, and how everything has to be governed. We'll get into it later, but basically the non-trivial zeros are the maximum amount of rationality for prime density in square root 2 logic. Hadronization seems to be square root 2 logic, interestingly enough. What's so cool is it's not like just individual prime numbers. It becomes, prime density clusters, and that's the only way you would get complexity out of it anyway. But that's the whole point down here with this 2 to the km for equitemperament. You can look at music, topos of music. We've talked about it other places. This is 2. That's the 2 on the end of the cesium, because it's 13329. But actually, the carbon right there, 1332, it emits that frequency. I've got another video. I made a note of it, but it's spark, arc, because that's spark is actuation, arc is the path, and spark, arc, phase. There was something else. Spark, arc. Come on, man. Yeah, it might be phase. Phase might be the right thing. Anyways, the phase relationship to the spectroscopy. So that would be non-invasive observations about the refraction angles that the different elements have across for light, and how they show up in the Geissler tubes or however you pronounce that guy's name. Those color spectra and the different phase changes based off of the energy that's basically innervating the element. I think at MIT they just had some lead beads. They put an electric magnet to it. They started to freaking self-organize, bro. Same idea. Anyways, the mixture is what I was drawing down here. For the binary, I've got 511, which is 2 to the 9th, which is the last solid binary number in the progression that I've identified for rationality between binary and factorial logic. And I've been looking at this Km for a while, trying to figure out what's going to go. I've been thinking about this M as the Mittag-Leffler, and I've been like, well, the tails, man, the tails. You know, obviously, what's cool is the tails actually relate to the G490 and B440 complex and the trade-off. That particular structure is the current present moment integration into the microtubule spacing, which determines what we're responding to in our environment. And the microtubules TIP plus construction crew that are putting the guanine, the GTP on the end of the dimer to make sure that the dimer stays intact and also directed towards the next information. It's looking for purple. It's looking for the color summation. It's looking for the highest density information. It wants the integral over the entire color spectrum. And that's going to be the same thing as the cesium wavelength. It's not the same exact number, but it's the same idea, because the mass of cesium is copied by the resonance structure of carbon at 1332. Now, it has a shift that's almost 3, and it goes up to 13345 might be the top, and that's good because 4.5 becomes the important refraction angle in here for the 2 when we're determining what's going on in the environment, because 45 is the ideal angle for perfect bisection of orthogonality, and 45 is used in state prediction robotics and Lie symmetries, and that's the stuff we're going to be getting into, because the Lie symmetries are essentially maps between the spectroscopic frequency patterns and how they cohere together. So where are the symmetries in the harmonics of the spectroscopic frequencies? They meet together at the Taylor and Hermitian coefficient integration process, which is governed by binary and factorial logic. Right here you have what I was talking about, the 511 in the progression. When you square it, just like all Mersins or all of the 2 to the whatever minus 1, they're all, when you square them, they all turn into ball end chains. You know, for 511 it's 8 ones, 9 zeros, and a 1 on the end. What is that 1 on the end? That 1 on the end is the astrocyte's phosphorylation of the AnkG-B arm to take the sodium pump down to the dynein and have that shit reported back to the soma for reconstruction or recycling. How's it gonna get down there and grab it if it's trying to go in there at the wrong place, or if it can't see nothing because there's a bunch of buildup in there, or if the microtubules all there's just so many. Okay. Boop, 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 reboot. All right, so when it gets phosphorylized, it comes down over here. Now you can imagine each one of these zeros is actually an location for information, and so you have it labeled here, and that would be like the given elements in the local environment. And the electrons have to spin twice, so 6 factorial is 720. So right here, 511 is before 720. I've got other videos on it. You can look it up. And it completes this process of relaying the local orbital fulfillment information. And then it goes through a process of being relayed out to the 7th orbital, where it has to go up the 5.8 electron volts and enter the information highway at 8 factorial. Which is where we live. We live in electron fulfillment, yo. It's for real. We are existent. Like, the more that we live inside of our bodies and the more that we're engaged with life, we exist outside of it. It creates a physical field that we get to live in. What? We are actually spirits. It's not a joke, bro. It's like for real. And we're trying to have as much space to live in. You want to have a big home. And we can't do it the way we've been thinking about it. It doesn't work. But God's just giving us away. He's giving us away into the future. And I'm so excited. I hope you guys are excited too.